Okay. Looks like I'm live. Alright. Let's see. Oh my god. Okay. Let's see. Alright, what's up, guys? I hope everyone's doing well. Feel free to ask me anything, start a topic or a conversation, ask any questions, any advice, or anything. Thanks for checking out my music. I appreciate that. Yeah, I really appreciate that you guys enjoy the music. It's honestly made me want to continue doing it. Just a few people saying that they like it. It's very rewarding to see that. And also, I think, I've never really released my music for people to hear. I've released it before, but I haven't really had any viewers, any feedback or anything. And I think that what I learned was, like, you just have to pull the trigger sometimes, or you always have to pull the trigger, because you never know what it's going to feel like to actually have the thing that you created out in the real world for people to see. So today I just got back from my friend's house. I haven't seen him in a really long time. He's like the only person that I have kept in touch with after high school. He and I go back all the way to like middle school. So it was nice catching up with someone that I hadn't seen in a long time. But he's like one of the only people that I would stay in touch with. He's kind of a rare person. He's very interesting person. I like talking to him. And then this morning, I spent the night last night, and then I came home this morning. Before I came home, I went to McDonald's and I got a meal there. I got a McGriddle, because that's my favorite breakfast from McDonald's. And then I got a fish fillet because a few minutes later the lunch menu came on, so I got like 2 fucking meals, which is great. I'm someone who is very solo, so I prefer to be alone, but when there's someone that I get along with and click with, uh, it's nice to have that once in a while. And then I can go home and recharge. Yes, I love McDonald's, man. It's so good. You can't go wrong with it. They just have the entire menu down. There's like nothing wrong with anything, in my opinion. Let's see, I want to make glass. Actually, before I do anything, I noticed there's some caves in this area, and I want to get rid of them so there's no, like, mobs spawning. I noticed that villages always spawn in, like, the worst spots in Minecraft, and it seems like it hasn't changed, even after all these updates. They always spawn with some crazy, like, caves, and they're, like, under, like, all this stuff. I have to fix all of this so the villagers don't die. So I need coal, yeah. How has everyone's weekend been so far? And does anyone have any plans for tomorrow? Or are they just chilling? For me, I'm just gonna chill. I'm tired. Let's see. I guess that's it. It's not that bad. I just remember every single world that I used to create, and there would be a village, there would always be... Okay, never mind. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. It's basically underground. Let's see. I always like having nothing to do on the weekend, so I can just kind of reflect on my week and prepare for the next one. I think that's the best setup for a good, staying on your path, staying on, always improving. It's really important to be able to just have a day or two to just kind of sit and reflect on everything that's happened. Yeah, it's hot as hell. It seems to be hot as hell it sounds like it's hot as hell everywhere. It's really hot where I am. I hate it. And I have like no AC, so that's great. It feels like I'm outside right now. Alright, I think that might be the whole village. It feels like it gets hotter every fucking year. It's insane. The thing I hate about the heat is it inhibits my ability to like think. I just can't think when it's really hot. Where are these people coming from? Oh my god. Wow, I'm cooked. What the fuck? I swear I'm good at video games. I just can't do them very well when I'm streaming because I'm either thinking of what to say or I'm looking at the chat or something like that. And for some reason it feels like my spacebar isn't working. I don't know why. So I'm just cooked right now. And there's a big ass fucking cave right here. Just like I said. It's fucking great. I need to get one of those air conditioners that I put in my window. Because I have a window right next to me. So it just blows in my face. That would be nice. I think I said this the last stream, but it's going to be really interesting trying to play this game while I stream because like I said, it just makes me very, very bad. So it's almost like I'm playing it for the first time. So it makes everything harder, but I guess in a way it makes it more interesting, hopefully. Then again, maybe I'm just really bad at video games. I don't know why the fuck this is Steve. Alright, there we go. Okay, I can make a bed. Well, I hope it's interesting. There's like so much content nowadays, and it's hard to think of how to, what to offer as an individual. So this is obviously still me trying my best to figure out, what I can provide. And also it's something I'm enjoying so far. I kind of like it. It's very nice. It gets me back in the game because I honestly don't have time to play recreationally anymore. So if I'm able to play now and then and talk to you guys, like that's perfect. Yeah, like I'm a very visual person. I'm a very like tactile person. I can't. So when it comes time to think, I have to kind of stop what I'm doing and think. So I'm either thinking or I'm doing something. So this is like an extreme brain exercise for me to like level up as a human being and evolve almost, because I have to force myself to do the impossible. Like I'm still using wooden tools somehow, and it's been like, what, 5-10 days in the game? It's fucking ridiculous. But this is a good exercise in going out of your comfort zone, because that's something that is extremely important and necessary. No matter what you do, there's going to be some aspect of it that is uncomfortable, and you're not going to want to do it. So you want to make sure that when you're figuring out what you want to do in life, you need to make sure that you're not hoping or searching for an impossible, perfect fit, because that doesn't exist. Any sort of path that you pursue is going to be, there's going to be some part of it that is horrible. Or just not horrible, but you know what I mean. It's just like there's going to be some part where it's like you're just going to have to make yourself do it every week or every day or whatever. Whenever it comes up, it's like it's a drag. But it comes down to choosing the path that you're the most okay with dealing with that type of stuff. Like you have to weigh your pros and cons. So if I'm going to use myself, for example, if I were to say that this channel is my future, doing things that are outside of my comfort zone, that I might have to kind of psych myself up to do, or whatever, whether it's try to make a music video or something that's like that I never would do on my own, but now I'm thinking about the future of, if I'm going to take this seriously, if I'm going to take this stuff seriously, I need to take it seriously, and I need to do what's necessary to provide and grow. I need to treat it as something genuine and real. I appreciate that. I have put myself out there, I guess, and it's definitely, it took a lot of strength to do, because it's not something that, in a way, it kind of completely goes against my tendencies and habits. If it were up to me, I would just never show myself to the world. But I think that would be a waste. I think that maybe I have something to provide, and I need to try. I need to at least try. I'm never going to know until I try. And I can't imagine, I think the thing that got me to do it is, if I'm 30 or 40 and I look back on my life and I never did any of this, there's always going to be that what if, like what if it worked out? What if it all worked out? And I'll never know. So I might as well try and never have to suffer not knowing if it would work out or not. And it's your guys' words and appreciation and when you guys tell me that you can relate to what I'm saying or anything, any sort of feedback, good or bad, actually, bad feedback too, it encourages me to keep trying. Because I feel like I have something that I'm working with. I'm working with something. It's not nothing. There's some sort of thing here, if that makes sense. Alright, I need to get tools and so I can get food. Because this is ridiculous. And then ideally I need to build a staircase up here. Let's see. Do I not have, oh, here we go. Alright. I don't remember if this kills me or not, to be honest. Let's see. I do like the new shaders. It almost looks like I don't have, it looks like nothing has changed, but it looks nice. It doesn't look flat. What the hell? I wasn't even paying attention. I honestly didn't even hear it coming up. If anyone wants to ask me anything, feel free, whether it's a question or a topic or anything that you want me to talk about. I'm gonna go fishing. Because that's the easiest way to get food, I think. How to be more disciplined. Okay. Shit. Well, I think that the easiest way, not the easiest way, the most efficient way of becoming more disciplined is to get the basics down, to master the basics, to master the ability to control yourself with day-to-day tasks. And what that means is, if you can, if you don't have a job that, it always changes up your sleep schedule, I would say most people can schedule a sleep schedule. That's what I would recommend first, because if you can't get yourself to go to bed and wake up at a certain time, it's kind of unlikely, if you're also struggling with discipline in general, it's unlikely that you'll be able to do much else, in my opinion. So that's why I say it's very important. And it's also, like, if you're struggling, it means that you're feeling overwhelmed. And I understand that. And that's why I think that it's really important to just narrow everything down and, like, just cut everything else out and focus on the bare minimum, mastering the bare minimum. Because if you master the bare minimum, that's the first step. And that's one less thing that you have to worry about. Like, I don't know if you realize it, but if you're already having trouble in your life trying to figure out your situation, any little thing is just going to make it harder. So, and it goes down to the minute detail, like just brushing your teeth, or like washing your face, or something that's like you just need to get it done but you're putting it off. That gets added to your psyche, whether you know it or not, whether you're conscious of it or not. So it's just like you're adding to the load when you're not getting done the things that are necessary for survival. And I would say I wouldn't worry about anything until you've mastered that. And that's a good lesson, or it's a good practice in kind of knowing what it feels like to master something or to achieve something. It's the first steps to feeling that achievement, which can snowball into more and more. That's why people always recommend, if someone is depressed, a lot of people recommend that they exercise, because first of all, it's been proven that it's very good for your health, and your health directly links to your mental ability and your mental state. You can't be a happy person if you are physically lethargic and like overly passive. So that's why exercise just like 15, 20 minutes a day, even just walking around, is very, very important, especially if you have like a desk job or something, which is very common nowadays. But, so there's that, there's the health aspect of exercise, but then there's also the fact that if you set, it helps you set and complete goals, and it shows you if you're someone who hasn't had a lot of experience in achieving things and being a successful person, whether it's business or personal life or anything. Something like exercise is a good start because it teaches you how to commit to something. You know, if you have a goal to lose weight, or to even just to a goal to increase your exercise up to an amount of minutes a day, like if you're doing like a treadmill or something, and you start, you know, walking for 10 minutes a day. If you have a goal to running for half an hour straight, you know, that's something too. I think a lot of that's advice that is given to guys all the time. You know, if a guy is depressed, they're told to work out or to exercise. And I think that might make women feel like that's not, oh, that's just for guys, but it's absolutely not true, because it's not, lifting weights is just one thing. It's the overarching act of exercise in itself is equally beneficial. And I think it's equally important for, you know, if you're a woman, for example, whether you're a woman or man, that you consider exercise. I know that's a little tangent, but I do think that that's a problem nowadays. Is I think that there's not enough advice for women to get active in terms of mental improving. I might be wrong, but you know, because I'm not a woman, and I'm not in a bunch of women spheres or anything, but I just feel like that's a highly male thing that maybe women don't get told that often. That if you're feeling some type of way, if you're feeling depressed or stuck, that movement is really, really important and helpful. Like the exercise physically and mentally affects you. Moving, even walking, like you don't even have to jog. I don't know where the fish are. Like, I'm actually confused. There's like no fish. I'm really, really confused by that. Never seen that before. But these berry things are everywhere, so I could eat those. Let's see. There you are. Okay. Yeah, I'm not interested in any of that. The hell? The fish might be upstream. Maybe they changed. I mean, they had to change something, man, because like I do not remember looking into a body of water and not seeing any fish. But you're probably right. Probably since it's an ocean or whatever this is. Maybe, lake. If this is a lake or something, whatever this is, maybe fish do not spawn there. If I get fish, I think that's how you train cats too. Yeah, I'll have to look for a river. Walking is oh shit. Walking is so important to me. Being able to walk around, whether you're in the city or you're out in the country or something. Just being able to walk, I think, I do believe that walking helps you think. It helps me think exponentially. It's actually insane how movement, you know, someone like, this might sound crazy, but for someone like me, I actually, if I'm having a hard time, if I have something that I'm really thinking about, sometimes I'll just pace back and forth in my room. Like I'll just walk back and forth for like hours if I'm thinking about something. Oh shit. Wow, I suck. Jesus Christ. What are your favorite music genres? That's a good question. Genre-wise, I don't know. It's I guess for me, that's a kind of a hard question because I'm the type of person that I will find a song. It might be a random song, and I'll be obsessed with that song and I'll just play it over and over again. And it doesn't necessarily tend to be one genre. I guess I can say what I don't like. I usually don't listen to country music. Oh my god, bro. I usually don't listen to mainstream, like radio music. I guess how you could you describe it. I guess I like some underground music, anything that is new. I think with music, it has to be something new that I haven't heard before, something that there's some sort of I think the thing about music that I enjoy, at least, and what got me continuing to do music after, just doing band in school and stuff, is I really like the aspect of combining different things that haven't, like combinations that haven't been done before, whether it be instruments or I guess genres, I guess you could say. Like if there's like it's like an alternative form of a genre or something. Like when normally there's a guitar, but instead of a guitar, it's like a, I don't know, like a synthesizer or something, or vice versa. Like, oh, like if it's supposed to be EDM type music, but there's actual instruments involved or something, some sort of fusion of stuff that sounds different. That's the type of stuff I'm drawn to. A lot of the time I listen to like instrumentals and stuff. I also like music from, different languages and countries. I like to expose myself to what other people are listening to. Man, there's no fish. Alright, fish are not a viable option. I don't have any bones. Okay, how do I get back? This is like a chasm or something. Can you play any musical instruments? I can play... I started off playing the drums. Well, I really started playing the piano, but just messing around on the piano. I had a keyboard. I've always had like either a keyboard or some sort of way to play the piano, because piano is the easiest thing to play, because, you know, if you have like a laptop or something, if you get like a really cheap little keyboard on Amazon that just USB plugs in, like, you can play the piano. So it was like the most accessible to me, and it's also like the most versatile, and it's kind of what I use to make all sorts of sounds. But I don't know how to read music, so that's why I say, like, I guess the first real instrument that I learned, you know, how to read for is just drums, because I can read the music is pretty easy to read for drums, and I'm a pretty fidgety person, especially when I was younger. So I would be like dribbling pens and stuff, and I think that drumming, doing something repetitive that doesn't require any sort of thought, that type of stuff helps me think. It's kind of like walking, where it's like it's just movement, but it's mindless movement. That's the type of stuff that I can multitask with when thinking. But yeah, to answer your question, I play drums and piano. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of scared of going down to the bottom of the ocean. That's so weird. Honestly, maybe they only spawn in rivers now. That might be it. I honestly did not do any research on how Minecraft is now, so I don't really know anything. Any new stuff, I don't know. I do like the new music, it's actually really nice. It's a lot of magma. I'm not sure what magma is, but I assume it's the stuff that you touch and it hurts. It's like the hot coal looking stuff. But honestly, that might actually be the new reflections of the water. I really like how when you go into like a new biome, it completely changes the lighting. It's really nice. It's like dynamic lighting. Well, if you are looking for someone who's gonna be getting a lot done in the game, I'm certainly not that type of person. I'm mostly just gonna be wandering around doing nothing, but that's the only way that I can think, so. Well, and I'm fucking lost now. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm actually the opposite of lost. I'm right here. That's awesome. I really need to make a staircase, because this is ridiculous. What kind of movies do you like? Okay. When I was growing up, I really liked the Nolan movies, like Interstellar and Inception and stuff. But I wasn't really exposed to a lot of movies. I would say like because besides the Christopher Nolan movies, I had really only seen like Marvel movies, or maybe some obscure or like Tarantino movies or something. Um, and I don't really watch movies that often, but I really like movies you that make you think, I guess. Whether it's like like a thriller or something that um I don't want to just say a movie that is smart, because that sounds kind of shallow, but if it makes me think and wonder like what the real meaning, or what the true intentions behind the character or something like that something that makes me think, some sort of interactive movie, something that's not just passive, that's something that I would enjoy. Something that makes you like wonder like people's true intentions, or even the director's intentions for like showing a scene or something. Like if they show something like that's kind of off, and it makes me go like, well, why did he do that, or why did they do that, like, you know what I mean? Other than that, that's just for fiction stuff. I really enjoy true crime stuff on like Netflix, like the the um the real documentaries where they interview people, and there's like a trillion of them on Netflix. They pump them out, but they're actually like really good quality in my opinion. It's like one of the only things in my opinion that Netflix is good at is just documenting like the shit that has happened, because shit happens all the time, so they never run out of stuff to cover. What do you think about Jaws? I haven't seen Jaws since I was like maybe 11, 12. I think I saw it like, well, I saw it too early. I saw it too young the first time, and it scared the shit out of me. To the point of me crying, I think. I just remember there's a scene where they're like underwater. Oh my god. For some reason, night is not dark enough right away, and these things start spawning. What was I saying? Alright, this is ridiculous. There's a scene in Jaws. What in the fuck is that? I have never seen that before. That's new. Piggyback zombie. Okay. That's hilarious. There's a scene in Jaws where they're underwater, and then there's like they're looking at like a submarine or something, and then there's like a jump scare of like a dead like corpse person, and that shit like scarred me for a while, because it was very scary, and I was like maybe 6 or something like that. And then I saw it again when I was like 12. But that's not what you asked. What I think about the movie is, I don't know, I don't really have any opinion on it, if I'm just gonna be straight up. Not my type of movie. I don't know. I'm not really a good person when it comes to movies, because movies and music, if I'm going to be honest, ironically, there's a lot of stuff that I don't really get anything out of. And it makes me seem like I'm not a movie person or not a music person. But the things that do click somehow or some way, it really, like, I'm really passionate about it. And I just fucking died. That's great. It's crazy. That's hilarious. Oh. I don't know. It seems like the mobs are more prevalent during the day. Like, it's kind of insane. I don't remember. Okay. Okay. Do you have any phobias, strange fears in your life that you've overcome or still have? As a kid, I was deathly afraid of glitter. I don't. I know what you mean by phobias because there's like the fear of. Well, I'm afraid of heights. I guess that's like a normie one, but I don't have any weird ones. I'm afraid of heights. I'm afraid of like deep water, especially deep water that you can't see. Just knowing how many, I've had the unfortunate pleasure of seeing what types of creatures exist in the deep ocean and what they look like, and it just made me not really want to visit the ocean. Or I don't do well with water, like deep water, even if I can see, because I feel like there was this one time that I had a scuba mask or something, and I was looking underwater, and it made me feel kind of queasy. The creepers, I mean, that's kind of the point, right? Creepers are always invisible. I think that they might have made them like more invisible, or no, they probably didn't. It's just because I suck, or it's because I'm distracted, which is totally fine. Like, I'm okay with dying. I haven't even achieved anything yet, so I can always start over. I do like the idea of having this one world, though. That seems to be a thing that people do, but when I used to play Minecraft, I would do it yearly, where I would play one world for a year, and then I would move on to the next. But I have to admit, I do like the idea of just having one world for life, forever, because you can. I think the thing with me when I was younger is I didn't want to have an outdated world when all these new updates were coming out, because when I first started playing Minecraft, that was like 2012. So it was when the game was like very new, and I played it regularly until like 2015, when I started high school. And around that time, and then I got back into it like 2019, and there was so much stuff, and I remember there were so many like new updates coming out, every so often, because they were adding a whole bunch of stuff to it, and I didn't want to miss out on that. But I didn't, so that caused me to start new worlds and stuff. But I guess I just didn't think about the fact that you can always just leave behind the area that you were in before, and just go far enough out that a new new stuff is generated. Because apparently it's like, even in old worlds, I think, like when something new generates that you've never encountered before, when you go past the very last spot that you've been, like the very farthest spot, I think it generates like new stuff, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, but the reason why is because I would use a boat, and I would travel so like really, really far. So I had already like generated an insane amount of the map. I think that's why I had to like start new worlds and stuff. Have you ever traveled internationally before? Or is there any country you've always wanted to visit? When I was in school, there was an exchange program for Spain. So I hosted this kid from Spain for a couple weeks, and then later that year I went out to Spain and visited him and his family in his little village, and that was very eye-opening for me. That's a good question, because I should make a video on that, to be honest. Traveling is really, really important, I think. I believe that traveling is really important for individual development, like the human mind, being able to actually visit and experience other cultures rather than just seeing what either the TV says about them or what other people online says about it, or whatever sort of what you see online and then what you experience in real life, meeting real people. And because I guess my point is, if you go to another country, the best way to do that is to somehow know someone or meet someone where you can live among the actual locals rather than just visiting and like being a tourist. I don't like being a tourist. I feel like, I have a very split opinion on traveling, actually. I don't like vacationing. I don't like touring. I find that if the mindset is touring and visiting and seeing things, like seeing monuments and stuff, I might as well just use Google Maps. But if it's a culture or if it's an opportunity where I'm actually able to, like, maybe stay in a village, like I did in Spain, or like live among the people somehow, and then actually learn or experience and see how people interact with each other, for example, or just how they live their life. That's interesting to me. I've lived in New Zealand before, and that was an experience. It was interesting. I had the accent and everything. Yeah. I hear that when you stay in a place, you start to take the accent and stuff. Especially if you're in a position where you are able to do as I just said, and integrate with people and meet actual people that are from there. I definitely feel tourists do get a bit judged, like Japan, because of streamers being disrespected. Yeah, so I think that in a place like Japan, it angers me to see how many loud, noisy people, annoying people go and visit places like Japan, where their society is built on peace and respect and cleanliness. If you want to be loud, go to the Bahamas, or just go to a place where the culture is loud. Don't go to Japan. I find it it actually angers me when I see how disrespected Japan has been by both tourists from, whether it's from America or Europe, whether it's tourists or whether it's people who are just kind of existing there, just kind of hanging around and just trashing the place. I see a lot of I see a lot of footage of that, and it angers me. I think it's very sad because Japan is a rare place, and it makes me mad that, I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, it makes me mad that people are finding that out, because it just means because there's a lot of annoying people, there's a lot of stupid people, and them finding out about a pure place like Japan, historically what happens is those types of places just get run down if they aren't protected. Those places need to be protected. That's what I believe. Do you like watching sports? No. I played baseball most of my childhood, and I really, really liked playing baseball because I've played a couple sports. I played baseball and basketball. I think those are the two main sports I played. I did not like basketball at all. It was way too up close and personal. It was very uncomfortable for me. Baseball was nice because I could play outfield, and I could just, it's like a mix of watching the game, and then when a ball comes your way, then you actually like get some action too, but you're not up in someone's like sweaty armpit, like you are with basketball. That was not a good experience, and yeah. But in terms of watching sports, I do not watch sports. I totally understand it. It's very therapeutic for a lot of people, and fun if if you have a lot of friends that like the same team, or they don't like the same team, and then you can argue about who's better and bet on it and stuff, in all fair, in all fun. I understand that. Vacationing and living is so different. I lived in Korea for 2 years, didn't know the language at first, and had to survive, learn the language, and adapt to the culture. I mean, that's like the way to do it. It's just kind of like I don't know. Yeah, you said you lived there for 2 years. Like, if you want to go somewhere, my advice would be to visit a country that you're interested in first, and stay there for like a couple months, like a month at least. Try to live there. Try to like just live at a hotel or an Airbnb or something, and just try to stay there and see if you actually like it. And if you still do like it and you want to try living there for a bit and integrate, I think that it seems that the best way to do that is to just go there and just kind of grind, as you say, I bet that was like a very growing experience for you, where you grew a lot. I think given my situation, I don't have much to leave behind, and the idea of living somewhere, experiencing another world basically, is intriguing. You can just kind of restart life in a way, or start a new life. And if it works for you, then it might actually be a better life than where you were born. Alright, I think, to be honest, I'm like super tired, and I think I'm gonna wrap it up. So I really appreciate you guys sticking around. Like, it's just insane to me that there's like 10 people in here, and I've been streaming for an hour, and this is my second stream, and it's actually surreal to me. It makes me really thankful for this channel, and it makes me want to continue. It makes me feel very like blessed, because I know that there are infinite people trying to do this, and I don't think that they have as many people as I do. In such a short amount of time. I've been doing this for literally a month, and I just feel very blessed. So I just wanted to thank you guys for that. So yeah, I'll see you next time.